hydration is so important. If you don't have the proper fluid levels in you, then a lot of these supplements, gels and whatnot, won't really work because they won't get in your system as fast. It'll kind of get stuck in your mouth and get kind of pasty. So you want some of it to wash down. Some different ways. You could of course do regular water. Which people talk about. Fluids.
Yeah.
How do you maintain your fluid levels? One of the rules of thumb that you see out there is use thirst as your guide. And that's okay for the regular person, but if you're an active individual, which all of us are, you really want to drink on a more regular schedule. So if I'm here at the shop, I always have the glass full of water, and I'm just constantly taking little sips here and there every time I walk by. Put it in a conspicuous spot. If you have a desk job, put the bottle right by your desk, and I've even done it where I'll bring in 3 water bottles. 3 20-ounces, and I have to be finished those by the time I leave at the end of the day.
That's a great tip.
Hydrating yourself in that way on a regular schedule is real important. It really is.
That definitely does slip your mind. And like Ryan has nice big cup here, bright color, it's pink, you're going to see it. And then something like this, you might end up measuring out and know that you need like 6 of these by a certain time, like you said.
Yep.
So.
I mean, you can really get strict. I mean, if you have 1 cup, you can keep a little tally mark or something. I've seen people do that. So, really having the fluid, the water is good. When you're out on the training run as well, if you're using a supplement of some sort and already has electrolytes and it already has calcium and magnesium and things of that sort and sugars, you probably wouldn't need an electrolyte replacement drink, okay? Because this is kind of taking care of that. But if you're somebody that prefers fluid, taking in fluid, and we have Tarina, one of our employees here, who came in 6th in the last Women's Olympic Marathon trials.
Wow.
Proud of her.
Yay.
She used the Gatorade Endurance formula. She used all the fluid, and she has imparted that knowledge on us. And we've tried it with some of our training, so that if somebody cannot handle some things that are a little bit thicker, much more solid, then go ahead and do an electrolyte drink. And usually it's with about 24 ounces of water that you mix this with a couple scoops. And again, it has electrolytes in there. It has the sodium. It has carbohydrates. Has everything that you need. But then you're out on the run. How do you take it with you?
Right.
That's probably another concern that people have. If you're doing something near your house, maybe stash a bottle, with this in there, because people don't like to carry things. If you don't mind carrying, there's a couple different companies out there that have some bottles that are great. Nathan has a 10-ounce and a 20-ounce bottle, and the nice thing about these is you can actually slip your hand right in there. Okay.
So you don't have to hold on to it real tight,
Nope.
nice loose grip.
Yeah, and it'll stay on there too. This is 10 ounces, so this could get you for a shorter run. With as hot as it's been this summer in South Louisiana, this is a really, really nice thing to have. Some people like something a little bit bigger. You also have a way to place to put your keys, put a gel in there, you can put a couple things in there, put a cell phone if it's small enough, but the way the smartphones are getting, you're going to need some bigger pockets.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
And then the other thing, if you don't want to hold something in your hand, and I prefer not to hold something in my hand, there's always the hydration belts.
Yeah.
So pros and cons of hydration belts. The cons, I'll get those over with. You put them around your waist, and it can bounce if you don't have it done right. And the real simple way that it works, and you just kind of have it around the low part of your back. It just kind of sits right there on your waist.
Right above,
so you have 4 holsters to take everything out with. These are 8-ounce bottles, so you could realistically have 32 ounces of fluid with you on your training runs. Or you can, cowboy up and put 10-ounce bottles in there. You have 40 ounces of fluid, which should get you through a pretty substantial event.
Yeah.
And the other nice thing it has too, you have the pockets. So if you need to take any sort of some keys or gels or anything like that, you can fit that in there as well. So you can really be self-sustained put the stuff on and just go run.
Not have to stop.
Yep.
Definitely experiment with this before your run, but I wish I would have had one of these for my half, because I don't like having to stop for water, and I'm not good enough yet to where I can run and drink that little Kentwood cup.
Right.
I would have to stop. So this is great, because if you want to keep a pace and just pop out your little water bottle and keep running, you can easily do that with these.
Right. If the 4 bottle isn't good and you want to use 1 bottle, I mean, there's some of those as well. So you can
Okay.
figure out what is best for you. You did mention about the cups, okay, and how do you drink on the run? Okay.
Right. Yes.
So let me go get a cup and I can
Oh,
show
gosh.
us how to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Right back.
Pump it up until you can feel it. Pump it up when you go.
Okay, so we got some great tips to help you with your performance during your run, and Ryan has a great offer for all of you Mandeville Fat Loss followers. So we're going to offer them a special here, huh?
Yep, we're going to have a little special. So if you come into the shop and you mention that you saw it on Sam's blog, we're going to offer you 10% off of your purchase of 5 or more supplements, any combination. So I mean, you could do 1 canister and a bunch of gels, you know, whatever it is.
Awesome.
So it'll be 10%. And again, just to kind of, you know, if you need to get a bunch to see what tastes the best, this is a good way to
Start
do that.
testing it out.
So it's now through the time of the Gulf Coast Half Marathon, Louisiana North Shore, powered by Varsity Sports, which is October 10th of this year.
Yay! Alright, so you heard it. Don't wait till the last minute. Come in, get your products, and start experimenting now. Okay, till next time, guys. Have a great one.
I've been a